Hello, welcome to Group 4's presentation of Milestone 5. The project that we worked on is called Witch Hunt, and the contributors include Ivan Makov, John Floyd, myself, Kyle Prince, and Shaquana Jones. So the following are the member contributions. I have worked on the login and registration feature, as well as the chat functionality. John Floyd has also worked on login and registration. He has also worked on game creation and voting. Shaquana has worked on implementing Bootstrap into our application. And Ivan has worked on game creation and voting. So our motivation for the project was to create a mobile-first design that would enable anyone to access the application as long as they had an internet access. Since it's accessible over the internet, it is possible to play with anyone who can access the server. Therefore, one can play with family or friends in the same room, or play with strangers in a different city. In addition, since it is text-based, it does not require a lot of processing power. Therefore, it has fast execution, and people can play regardless if they are on a desktop or smartphone. So the target audience was designed to be used by a majority of individuals who know how to access the internet, enjoy online multiplayer games, and like chatting with friends or strangers through a text chat interface. In addition, it was designed to be easy to use among individuals of varying ages. So the following functionalities are listed below. Players are able to register and log in with a username and password. Players could then choose between 3 different options. They can join a public game and be matched with random players. They can join a private game as long as they have the required entrance code, or they could create a private game for select players to join. The gameplay functions the same between public and private matches. Players are informed if they are the witch or one of the villagers at the start of a match. If selected as a villager, the player will try to vote on who they believe is the witch. But if they are the witch, that player will attempt to vote on all the villagers in the game. As the first round starts, all players must vote on who they think should be eliminated. Following the vote, the players are informed of who is chosen among themselves, and then that player is removed from the game. Following the round, all players are sent into a chat room for 120 seconds to chat among themselves. So some of the system infrastructure, the languages implemented include HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and PHP. We use MySQL to store data on the database, and we use jQuery and Bootstrap as additional libraries. So in the screenshot you can see this is our login, and if a person were to click on the new member link, that would bring them to the registration screen where they're able to create a username and password. Then on this screen, once a player joins a public or private queue, they have to wait for enough players to join, as can be seen in this screenshot. Once enough players have joined the queue, they are sent into a game, and this shows the current voting screen where players are able to vote who they believe is either the witch or the villager, depending on who they are assigned. After the voting, the players are sent into a chat, as shown in the screen here. Some of the non-functional requirements are the application must have a response time of 1 second. It must be formatted properly on iOS and Android devices. Players must have an account and log in to play the game. And there is a maximum of 8 players within a match. As more players play the game over time, the expected load will increase, and therefore a max of 800 users with a max pool of 250 kilobytes per users is the most acceptable. And security-wise, all login credentials will need to be encrypted when stored on the database. So some of our finished features include login and registration. Players will have the ability to create a custom identifiable username and private password. Players will have the option to join any player in a public match, or they may create a private match accessible only to those with the entrance code. Players are able to chat with those globally within their own game, and players will also be able to vote on who they believe is the witch or a villager during a match. So during our project, we learned a vital lesson about communication, and that is vital to succeed when working as a group. A lack of communication can result in catastrophic issues. For instance, members could be working on something that has already been implemented, or they could be working on something other, or they could not be working on something they should. And good communication can ensure a variety of benefits, which includes enabling everyone to be aware of the progress of the project. So now on this screen, this is our Trello board, and you can see our backlog and our in-process boards. And all our cards have been shifted over to the done board as we have finally completed our project. Over here, this is our GitHub repository, and here you can see all the contributions all of our members have made. So for instance, Shaquana has made 19 commits and added 212 lines of code and took away 73 lines of code. And here, this is the GitHub desktop. On the left, you can see the history of all our commits to our project. And this dates all the way back to February 19th. So thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed.